Let's dive into our feature story of the day. Trump reportedly in good spirits and will be attending Nashville Bitcoin conference. There's going to be 20,000 plus people in attendance. And clearly, this is a pretty big deal. And the failed assassination attempt did not stop Trump whatsoever. Now, I want to read you some tweets I find very interesting. Max Keiser tweeted this morning at 8:10 a.m., got 11,000 views. My understanding is that Trump, when he wins, is announcing a plan to do a Saylor for the US Treasury at the Bitcoin conference. Whoa, that'd be pretty lit, yo. We all know Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company to put the Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Max says he actually coined the term global hash war and has been prophesizing about it for years and the game theory. And lo and behold, that's precisely what we're witnessing. It was 10 days before Trump's assassination attempt that he talked about adopting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset for the United States and bringing Bitcoin mining in the States to dominate, right? Which would be an example of the global hash war playing out in real time. So kudos to Max Keiser. Now, here's a pretty epic interview. If you missed it, you got to check this out. And if you're not following the HODL House, what are you doing with your life? Make sure to follow, I said FODL, like HODL. Make sure to follow HODL House Studio over on X. So here's a video, and quoting Max verbatim, word for word. Once you get into Bitcoin pretty quickly, you start to realize it is unconfiscatable. It's inflation proof. It is mine. No one else can take it from me, and the purchasing power is going up forever. And he's continuing on there, and I quoted him with something I found powerful. Michael Saylor works for me. Larry Fink works for me. Those are my employees. When you turn on CNBC and Larry Fink's there talking about how great Bitcoin is. 2 years ago, he thought it was shit. Now he's like, oh, I believe it. You're like, thank you, Larry. I'm up another 10%. Thanks to you, Larry. You're doing a good job, Larry. Now go get your shine box, Larry. Great Goodfellas reference right there. And one of my favorite interviews of all time. If you haven't checked out this interview, be sure to check it out. I reposted it and all that good stuff, where he got 19,000 views. But kudos to Max. He's the man. True OG. He also wrote, and this was actually, I think, a couple of days ago. This was the 14th, yesterday. Max tweeted, as soon as Trump started to think seriously and started to understand Bitcoin, the divine presence and shield of Satoshi began protecting him from evil fiat money, bullets, and shit coins. Bitcoin saved Donald Trump and perhaps America too. Bitcoin is God. A very powerful quote, because if you watch the video footage of the assassination attempt, Trump had divine intervention. Split-second reaction, turns his head and avoids a bullet going through his brain and instead nicks his ear. So when Max says this, I feel exactly what he is saying. Trump wasn't destined to leave us, right? Maybe Satoshi began protecting him from the evil fiat money, bullets, and shit coins. What are your thoughts on that, family? Now, this is a throwback tweet I reposted today. I think this was back from 2023 in February on my birthday. So it was actually a special day for me. And anyways, the global hash wars are heating up, says Max. Countries won't ban Bitcoin. They'll mine Bitcoin. El Salvador was the first country to realize the strategic importance of having Bitcoin on the state's balance sheet. And already El Salvador is realizing huge gains as a result. Now, what other nation states are likely to follow? Will it be the United States of America with a Trump victory? Let me know your thoughts, family. Now, also, quoting Max again, Iran has already got 3% of the global hash rate. So I think Venezuela will get 3 to 5% pretty quickly. And then at some point, America will say, we've got to enter the 21st century space race of mining Bitcoin, and then they'll try to seek 20% of the hash rate, and then security goes up dramatically, and the price of Bitcoin goes to 400,000, 500,000 per coin. And it's ironic because this is a prediction he shared a while back. I actually shared this story June 12th, so more than a month ago. And lo and behold, like I said, less than 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump came out, and he didn't say that word for word, but he ultimately said he wants to bring mining back in America and do big things, and that's ultimately exactly what Max predicted. So kudos to the high priest, the one and only. One more quote from Max. You are not protected against government seizure, and the U.S. government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF in the interests of national security. Number one, government seizes the ETF for national security. Number two, before they send you your USD. Number three, price moves up $100,000. Number four, you pay tax on the gain from the payout, and with what's left, you buy Bitcoin at a price $100,000 higher. Number five, price crashes. And number six, you're now sitting on a net losing position from where you started. So there you go. Now back to diving a little deeper into the Trump story regarding the event. Former President Trump still plans to speak at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, Tennessee, despite having survived that assassination attempt July 13th in Pennsylvania. How many of you are going to be at that event, family? Let me know in the chat. And according to David Bailey, one of the event's organizers and CEO of the Bitcoin Mag, Bailey posted on X July 14th stating he'd just spoken with the president's team, referring to Trump, and that the former president was in good spirits. He added that Trump was excited to see you all in Nashville and deliver a speech that is heard around the world. The former president committed to speaking at the conference earlier in the week prior to the assassination attempt. The event runs from the 25th to the 27th, with Trump slated to speak on the 27th. And I know Max and Stacy will be on that same stage before Trump. I know RFK Jr. is going to be there. I know Bill Miller is going to be there. I know Mikey Saylor is going to be there. It's going to be a pretty lit conference. So let me know, family, and what are your thoughts? Do you think Trump will realistically adopt Bitcoin for America and go that route as the global hash war continues if he wins the presidency? Holla at your boy. And I'll read these comments out loud. Welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show.